Thank you, Tony. It's an honor to be here today, and I want to thank Tony Wang and the entire team at Equality California and the LGBTQ caucus, our Vice Chair Chris Ward, and all the legislators and allies, and all of the folks that have come today from our entire community to advocate for the LGBTQ plus community. You know, it's an honor to celebrate the return of Equality California's in-person LGBTQ plus Advocacy Day at the Capitol. This event was always the highlight of the year for me when I was Executive Director of Equality California, and it fills me with pride to see our community come together to make our voices and priorities known to decision makers in our state capitol. I carry that pride with me now as I represent Assembly District 51, which includes one of the largest LGBTQ plus communities in the state, with approximately 25% of my community identifying as LGBTQ plus. California now has the largest LGBTQ plus representation of any state legislature in the country, something I could not have imagined while growing up in a rural farming community in New Mexico where not a single person I knew was openly LGBTQ plus. I did not have the opportunity as a child or even a young man to see representation around me. That is why I and so many around me have fought and continue to fight for a better, kinder, more compassionate world for LGBTQ plus and all people. AB 5, the Safe and Supportive Schools Act, is a part of that fight. Joining us in that fight as sponsors are Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tony Thurman, who's with us today. Right here. Equality California, the California Federation of Teachers, and the California Teachers Association. It will provide training and education that teachers need and they want so that they can continue to provide safe, supportive, and welcoming environments for all LGBTQ plus students. Yes, AB 5 is about preventing bullying and discrimination in our schools and communities, but it's also about much more than that. It's about breaking the cycle of stigma and marginalization that contributes to high rates of poverty, homelessness, depression, and engagement with the criminal justice system for LGBTQ plus people. Because despite all the progress we've made, LGBTQ plus students still experience harassment, violence, and lack of discrimination in school settings far too often, and unfortunately from their own school boards and school administrations in some schools across the state. The data shows that these challenges lower education success and student well-being. On the flip side, having a supportive and safe network in school increases the chances of long-term success and well-being in life. Public school teachers and staff are on the front lines of supporting our students, and we have to equip them with the training and the tools that they need. So passing AB 5 will protect and uplift LGBTQ plus kids in our schools and communities, and it's one way for us to fight back against the hateful attacks that we're seeing across California in our schools. Hate directed at our teachers, hate directed at trans and non-binary and LGBTQ plus students in our schools. Your being here today fills me with pride, resolve, and hope. Pride in the telling our story, and I want to thank everyone who's here today. Resolve to equip the next generation to lead and to leave behind a world in which they can thrive. And hope that together we will overcome the challenges that our community faces. Thank you for being here, and thank you, Tony and Equality California, for having me and the LGBTQ